Hello there, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to another video. So Season actually told me to do a quick review for their quick tier list right here. So I'm gonna just run through this quick tier list and talk about like the tier list with my own opinions, and also let you guys know what are the units that are generally better. So from what I know, this is just a very generic all game mode kind of tier list in terms of the usefulness of the units. Let me just check whether or not there are other instructions. So yeah, just a very quick breakdown as to what are the better units. So this tier list is for those of you guys who are wondering what are the units which are generally better, right? Like, it's not specific game mode focus. I think in general it's a weightage of the units across different game modes. So they split it up into the tank class, the support class, ranger class, mage class, rogue class, as well as the warrior class. So in today's video, we're going to break down the tier list and give my own opinions about the different ratings. So starting off with the C tier, I'll just start off with the C tier. We'll run through tier by tier and then we'll talk about each unit. So if there's anything which I heavily disagree, I'll point it out and talk about it. So Danny, okay. Antandra, okay. Faye, Niru, Atalanta, Viperion, Morel, Walker, Seth, Sorens, Salazzo, Valen, Kafra. Okay, fair. I think C tier for this comparison is fair. Okay, Danny, I think Danny could actually go to the B tier because I think Danny in general is still really good for PvP purposes, but I think Danny for every other game mode is a little bit underwhelming right now, unfortunately. Just more so for the PvP side, because control with tank, but the control doesn't do that much damage and it's not like that impactful like Lumon's control nor Alma's control. So I guess you can put Danny in C tier. So I agree with the C tier side. Viperion is a very good PvP character, but outside of that, not so good. So general gameplay wise, really niche, probably in the C tier side. Okay, now for the B tier, we have Lucius, Lumon, Dan, okay, Ludovic, Reese, Laika, Cecilia, okay, Arisa, Nara, Lenya, Sylvina, Vala, Brutus, Igor, Florobel. Okay, I think in terms of general versatility, most of the units are in a fair spot. Yeah, because Dan has very niche users for specific AFK stages. If you have seen my Celestial Hypogene video yesterday, there are certain stages where you definitely need Dan with the anti-heal ultimate bell to prevent the enemies from healing. So both PvP and Clash Front and AFK stage Dan is insanely good, to a certain extent. But then outside of that, he's not that good. So I think putting him in the B tier is fine. And the thing is, Dan is, I'll say, pretty premium comparing this unit to other Celestial Hypogene, because for example, if you use Barrel, at the very least, you can use Barrel for zoo teams, you can use Barrel for certain PvP contents, you can use Barrel for PvP, and certain game modes, like for example the Relentless Rumble, you can use Barrel. For Dan's case, it's a little bit too niche. He's good, but just not versatile. So I guess in terms of versatility, he fails quite a bit, so that's why he fell a little bit lower to the B tier. Lucius' case, Lucius does see some use, right? The reason why Lucius is not in the C tier is because of the light barrel faction tile. So you are gonna use the Tarsi team a lot, and you need I'll say different light barrels to fulfill the role. Tarsi being the carry, Rowan being the energy support, and then you have Hewin being the healer. Then you need a tank, right? So the better tanks for light barrel side, you're left with Termasia and Lucius. So that's why Lucius is in the B tier. But I think when Luca comes out, Lucius might fall a little bit depending on how Luca performs, which is probably in the next few days. Now for Ludovic's case, I'll actually elevate Ludovic to the A tier, because in the Endless Dream Realm mode, I think Ludovic's damage output is pretty okay. So Dream Realm wise, Ludovic is usable. PvP wise, Ludovic is also usable. Not the strongest, but if we are basing this list of general versatility, I think Ludovic can be a A tier. Then for the Ranger side, okay, fair. I think these units, they are just either not cream of the crop, for example Rice, good, but not cream of the crop. So you don't actually see people min-maxing with Reese across the different game modes. And then Laika, same thing. Cecilia, same thing. Parisa in the mage slot, okay, fair. Because I think the other mage characters, right, I think in general the mage characters power level is just really high. So Parisa is not so bad, but like because you have so many good mage characters, in comparison, she's in the B tier. Assassin wise, okay. To be fair, I think Vala deserves better, at least a A tier at the very least. Yeah, because Vala seems to have some like varied uses across different game modes. So I do think that Vala is A tier. Like in terms of power level, Sinbad is good. So like Sinbad and Vala, I'll put them in the same power level. So I guess Vala and Sinbad in A tier will be, I'll say, like a better positioning. Brutus, yes. Igor, yes. Frobel, yes. Yeah, Brutus, maybe just 1 or 2 copy to just last 5 seconds. That's pretty much it for Brutus. Now for the A tier, Tamasia, yeah, Tamasia got elevated because of the Tarsicom, because of the control, and Tamasia also got elevated because of the Iron Armor's control com as well. So AFK stage right now, Tamasia is actually really frequently used because of these combos. Very top tier, by the way. So I use Tamasia from a day-to-day basis, both in the Tamasia together with Tarsicom for the talent stage push, as well as the normal AFK stage push with Iron Armor's team. And on top of that, with the arena portion, you don't actually see Tamasia that much, but Tamasia in Supreme Arena is actually quite a decent character if you're able to build around her. So PvP wise, usable. Even for your normal like PvE game modes, actually also usable as well, because you can use Tamasia for some Dream Realm bosses. Some of the PvE contents like Relentless Rumble, you can use Tamasia as well, especially with the Wind Soul being magically like defensive. Like it's better for you to use physical units, so I think Tamasia there is okay. Torrent, yeah, I think Torrent fell off quite a little bit. Not a little bit, quite fell off a lot, because AFK stage wise, Torrent is not seeing that much use. Like it's all Fresto armors or just no tanks at all. So like Torrent actually fell off more towards the arena side, because even for the Dream Realm side, yes, he does have a debuff, but it's just not good enough to be like in the meta teams, right? So that's why, like, if you're going after the highest damage, you have much better options elsewhere. And I think for Torrent's case, yeah, A tier is fair. Yeah, Tamasia A tier, Torrent A tier. Okay, fair. Support. Okay, this is where I heavily disagree. Not Huey and Damien. I think Huey and Damien, they are more defensive by nature. So PvP they excel, but every other PvE content no. But Mikola, without a doubt, is definitely S+ tier. So this one is something I heavily disagree. This should definitely go up. So this is something that I disagree. So Mikola is definitely S+ tier for sure, because like she's so good. She used almost in a lot of game modes. The only game mode that I don't see people use her, or I don't use her myself, is actually the AFK stage pushing side, which fair, because like she's quite frail and then you have to actually protect her really well, but you still can run her for certain situations for the Mauler talent tile as well. So like she is very versatile, very powerful in most meta teams. So Mikola, no, this is something I heavily disagree. So this should go to the S+ tier. Marilee and Brian, yes. I think Marilee is a downgrade to Lily May if you don't have Lily May built up for bossing purposes. And yeah, outside of that, sadly, Marilee is not seeing too much of a use. So A tier. Used to be S+ tier, by the way, because she's in every Dream Realm team. Elsa, Cassidy, fair. I think okay, fair. One is more for bossing. One is very team centric. You need a light barrier team. Arena wise, Elsa is also pretty okay with Iron Armor's combo. So I guess A tier is fine. I would have given Elsa even lower if she haven't had that light barrier team, for her to see some use for battle drills, for her to see some use for certain bossing contents, right? That light barrel combo just makes unit that spams their ultimate or want to spam their ultimate so good that's why she's here, right? If not, I'll put Elsa a little bit lower. Shakir being in, no, I disagree. Like I think Shakir and Mikola, the two of them, minimally Shakir's a S tier. Yeah, because Shakir is good for PvP all along because of like the control immunity, good with melee teams in general. For the PvE side, Dream Realm bosses, it's a few teams running Shakir. You can also run Shakir for like multiple melee teams for all the bossing contents as well. So I think Shakir is definitely worthy of the S tier. Barrow and Sinbad, okay, fair, A tier. Very niche users, but still see some use across the board. Kruger and Corinne, fair. Melee teams, as well as certain bossing contents you want to use Kruger. especially with the light bearer Tau Kruger. Corinne has become one of the better light bearers to use to become the damage dealer because of that light bearer factional talent. So fair. So in the A tier list, the only one that I heavily disagree is Mikola and Shakir. I do think that Shakir is at least an S, Mikola is definitely an S+. Now for the tank S tier, we have Almas for sure. Almas is more than just a combo piece to Iron, by the way. Like, Almas is more than that, because like Almas goes well with any unit with displacement ability, with hit you into the air ability, or with the ability to just stun you, right? So you continue your chain stun, freeze them, and then Almas go in and stun them, go into a 3 form, support the team, and then continuously stun them with the kit. It's also very, very good for control centric teams. So Almas is good for AFK stage push, PvP, certain contents where you need really, really good control and chaining. I think Almas is going to be good, but obviously I think on his own is not like superb, so S tier is fine. S+ tier is when that unit can be thrown into any team and it's just really, really good across the board. Reyna in S tier, kind of want to disagree, because Reyna's pretty much everywhere in most game modes as well, except for maybe AFK stage push. Like, and some more his meta in all the Dream Realm bosses. So Mikola and Reyna probably S+, to be really honest. Rowan is S because of that light bearer team. That light bearer team is really, really good, by the way. Coco S, fair. Like, I don't think these two units deserves like S+ here, because they are not like splashable and good everywhere. But Reyna, Mikola, they are splashable and good everywhere. So definitely S+ here for like Reyna and Mikola. This is the two I heavily disagree. The rest I can still like sort of accept it. Now S here for Dino, I don't know, man. Okay, fine, Dino's insanely strong in PvP and Clash Run, but like if I were to sort of weigh like their general usage, like if you invest in Dino, you're gonna fall short in a lot of different game modes, because you, first of all, if you are low on resources and you can only commit to one celestial hypogean, committing to Dino is not the best choice. And if you're a whale, you probably only use Dino for PvP and Clash Run purposes. Like, I don't see much use of Dino. Maybe in certain AFK stage push where you need like massive physical damage AoE, then I guess you can use Dino, but other than that, not really. So I think Dino should actually go down to the A tier. Like, I think he's strong, don't get me wrong, but he's just not versatile. He's just not like evenly spread out across the board. Arden, Carolina, yes, I still think that they're S tier. Obviously not as splashable, but their pushing power, arena power, combo power is really good together with Iron. Iron S tier, to be really honest, I think I think it's fair, because Iron now really sees a lot less use in PvP because of Lily May. Like, I haven't been using Iron as much precisely because of Lily May, and other than Lily May, there's still Dahlia to shut Iron down. And there's just a lot more ways, such as your factional talent, the Mauler one, to prevent control from on your team, that I think Iron as an arena unit has sort of fallen off the radar. But I think in terms of general versatility outside of arena, Iron's still one of the better unit. But then Iron doesn't see use in Dream Realm, and Iron also doesn't see use in some of the other PvE content. So I guess S tier is fair. Like, still really good, by the way. It's just that I don't think he's like that S+ tier unit that he used to be. Warrior side. Okay, let's start with the S+ tier first. S+ tier, I think Fresto, yes, without a doubt. S+, I think this needs no explanation. Dream Realm, AFK stage push, arena, you name it, you can use him. Endless mode, yeah, very strong. Smokey, yes, for sure. Still used in almost like every single game mode and still really strong, except for PvP. Odie, yes. I think in terms of versatility and strength, right, Odie's still there. Although he's not used in Endless Dream Realm, but you can still use him for Dream Realm if he's one of your strongest unit. Talon, yes. Tasi, S+. I guess if you have everything built up, I think Tasi's S+. Like, in this season specifically, right, Tasi is extremely good because of the mechanics buff on her. But without those additional buffs to make her work, for her to steamroll, I don't know how good she can become. But if we were to rate her, at least based on the current power level, based on what comms are meta, based on how people are pushing the AFK stages, as well as playing arena, Tasi is definitely S+. Lily May S+ for sure. Scarlita, okay, Scarlita is something which I think people might have reservations for, but if I were to grade Scarlita in terms of her uniqueness, let me just check whether or not there's any additional pointer for this tier list. Okay, I think that's just a very general tier list itself, but for this one, what I'll say is Scarlita, I think is in between S and S plus, depending on how you see her, because Skylar is this unit in arena where like she is literally the win condition for the team, and she will remain that way as long as you can build a team around her. And she's just so versatile to deal with so many situations that PvP she will remain relevant for quite a while. For AFK stage pushing side, the insta-kill ability basically helps you clear certain stages which usually you can't clear with any other unit. Like Odie's insta-kill ain't gonna cut it against Torrent coming back 2 times, sometimes 3 times, right, depending on what the enemy feels. And Odie's damage output is just not as high as Kalita in those stages or those situations to actually finish off the enemy when they are supported by Damien on the enemy's end. So Kalita is the unit for that job, and that's why it is a very unique unit to evaluate, even though you don't see Kalita being used in Dream Realm, and you don't actually see Kalita being used in, I'll say, like a lot of PvE contents, at least Battle Drill side or even like the later game modes itself. But I still think that Kalita is one of the top tier characters. It's just that I don't know whether or not I will put her as S+, because like she just is not like super duper versatile than every other S+ here. So I guess for Skylar's case, I'll downgrade her to S, I guess. Like, I'll respect her for what she's good for, but I don't think she's versatile enough to be S+. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this quick tier list by Analytica. So I'll link this tier list in the description down below for those of you guys who want to run through it yourself. But just my pinch of salt thought for this one, like Mikola, Reina should be S+. Everything else is, I'll say, like in generally decent position. Shakir maybe in S, Skalita in S. Everything else fair, like depending on how you evaluate the importance to yourself. Maybe Vala to the S+. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a quick tier list review by Analytica. So hopefully you guys enjoy this short video, and if you guys want more in-depth analysis, as well as all the guides, as well as testing, as well as all the suggestions and stuff, right? Analytica Discord has a lot of players, so Puzzle and a lot of many other players are doing all the crazy shell build testing there, so you guys can drop by the Discord community, which I'll link in the card below, so that you guys can actually hop onto the Discord itself. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.